Good afternoon, everyone, and welcome to News 3 Now live at 4 on this Thursday afternoon. You're feeling better?
Yeah. Yesterday we had a 4-hour computer training here in the newsroom, and my brains were just ripping out of my ears after that.
She's actually bleeding out of her ear.
Headache. Yeah, no, I feel better today, and it's a beautiful day today.
Yeah, it really is. It's brisk, but I like it like that.
I do too, yeah.
We'll get to the weather in a minute, but first, here's what's making news on this Thursday. In Washington, there's another change at the White House as Sarah Sanders is planning to move on at the end of this month. We'll have more on this breaking story coming up.
Wisconsin's 2-year spending plan has been approved by the Budget Committee. Our Rose Schmidt is live with the latest.
And Governor Evers is recreating Wisconsin's Pardon Board. We'll update you on that.
Let's take a look outside today. Bright sunshine, as Mark was saying, a little crispness in the air.
Good day to get out in the water, I guess.
Oh,
Just
yeah.
don't fall in. And the Goodman Pool opened today, too.
Oh, that's great.
First time,
Schools are done. Summer's here.
Milder days ahead. Things are looking up, and Dana's in the backyard with the good news.
Yes, we're all sunny right now. It is a little breezy behind me, and if you are standing in the sunshine, you're fine. If you get in the shade, it is just a little cooler outside. Here's a live look from Blatteville. Not even a cloud in the sky right now. And as we look at our visible cloud track, we've seen a few clouds still hanging on towards Milwaukee, but overall, mostly clear throughout the state. Really turned out to be a pleasant day. The rain, of course, all off to the east now. No threat for any more showers coming through for us for the rest of the evening. So if you do have any plans tonight, maybe a windbreaker later on. But otherwise, things are pretty good. We're at about 67 in Madison. A little better than yesterday, but still quite a bit below average. 70 right now in Janesville and in Mineral Point. 11-degree jump for us in the last 24 hours. Yesterday, of course, was just a little cool and cloudy and rainy, and now we're still a little breezy, but sunny, which is really nice. Our winds coming from the northwest right now at about 10 miles per hour, 16 miles per hour, though, in Janesville. So as you step out, you'll definitely feel the wind. Tomorrow, also windy, with a little bit of a rain chance for us, mainly north of Madison, but we'll take a closer look at what's ahead for your Friday. And of course, as we get into the weekend in just a few minutes right now, we'll take a quick look at what's going on our roads. If we look at the Beltline and Fish Hatchery Road, we're starting to see those delays on the eastbound side. Thankfully, all the lanes are moving. And it's just going a little slower than usual. No accidents to report. We're in a pretty good spot through much of the area. Just, again, slower speeds eastbound down to the 20s and 30s right now with your speeds, but you're still moving. 27 minutes to get from Janesville to the Beltline and 15 minutes to get from Sauk City to Middleton and from Sun Prairie to downtown. You'll definitely need the shades today. But again, overall this evening, it just doesn't look too bad outside for us right now. Just a little breezy.
Yeah, open the windows, good sleeping weather.
Yes, fantastic this morning. Like you said, it was a little brisk outside early today.
All right, we'll see you in a few minutes, Dana. It's warming up.
Like throw another dog on the bed. That's kind of weather.
Yes.
All right, thank you, Dana. First at 4 and breaking just within the last half hour, President Trump says White House Press Secretary Sarah Huckabee Sanders will leave the White House at the end of June. The president tweeted after 3.5 years, Sanders would be leaving and going home to Arkansas. He said she's done a, quote, incredible job and that he hopes she runs for the governor of Arkansas. This is the third press secretary the White House has had since President Trump took office. This is a developing story, and we'll have much more coming up on News 3 Now at 5. The full state legislature will take up Wisconsin's 2-year spending plan later this month as the Budget Committee wrapped up its work this afternoon.
A $300 million middle-income tax cut was added to the document today, but as Rose Schmidt explains, it's much less than Governor Tony Evers wants. She's live at the state capitol. Rose?
Yes, the governor is asking for more than $830 million for that middle-income tax cut. And this is just the latest of Evers' priorities to be stripped from his budget during these budget negotiations over the past few weeks. The state's Joint Finance Committee passed the budget along party lines 12-4 today in committee. It doesn't include many of Evers' top priorities like Medicaid expansion, the gas tax increase, and legalization of medical marijuana. Many proposals are part of that governor's wish list, according to Republican leaders. Under the plan passed today, the 2 lowest income tax brackets will see cuts an average of $75 a person. That's compared to $216 under Evers' plan. But Republicans say their plan doesn't require a, quote, tax shift.
And we can do the tax cut without losing our priorities. I think that's really important. We're demonstrating to our Democratic fellows, especially Governor Evers, that we don't have to raise taxes in order to fund our priorities.
And the proposal that my GOP colleagues have before you today just continues this rigged system. Over the last 8 years, you all have raised taxes on low and middle income working people.
Under the provisions added to the budget today, about $60 million would be shifted to increase lottery property tax credits. There's also a much lower tax imposed on e-cigarettes and vaping products than Evers wanted. And the two houses will spend the next week caucusing and discussing the budget before both houses take it up. And once that happens, it would send off to Governor Evers. Back to you.
All right, Rose Schmidt reporting live at the state capitol. Thank you.
Thank you, Rose. Governor Evers is fulfilling a campaign promise to bring back the state pardons board.
It was something Governor Scott Walker halted some 8 years ago. Eric Franke joins us with more details on this. Eric?
Mark and Susan, the governor did this through an executive order released today, creating an 8-member pardon advisory board. Former Governor Walker did not consider any pardons in his 8 years in office, but that is a governor's right, according to the state constitution. It would allow those who were convicted of a felony to apply for a pardon after 5 years since the completion of their sentence. Former Madison Police Chief Noble Ray was among those named to this pardons board.
I've had an opportunity to talk to the governor directly. I know this means a lot to him. Criminal justice reform. I know he believes in redemption. You know, he has mentioned it himself, second chances. But he also believes, and I think that's also part of the insight that I bring, also making sure that while we're doing this, that we're keeping Wisconsin communities safe.
So a little bit on how it works. A pardon just restores certain rights, like voting rights, but it doesn't clear their records. The governor will not consider commutations of prison sentences, which previous governors could do, but haven't done since 1995. Also, we should point out there's a new requirement here under Governor Evers' plan, and that is that anyone on the sex offender registry is ineligible for a pardon. Mark and Susan?
Thank you, Eric.
You're welcome.
The Madison Diocese is hiring a private investigator to review personnel files of priests and other clergy for evidence of possible child sexual abuse. A Texas-based group funded by former FBI agents will review the diocese documents dating back to 1964. The diocese says it's committed to protecting children and being transparent. Representatives say they'll release the names of clergy previously found to be credibly accused. The diocese says 7 priests have credible accusations made against them.
The Middleton Police Department believes a man who was handling fireworks likely caused an explosion earlier this week. Fire responders were called out to a home in the 7100 block of South Avenue around 9:40 Tuesday night for reports of an explosion inside a garage. A 45-year-old man was taken to the hospital with non-life-threatening injuries. A criminal investigation is ongoing.
President Trump says there is nothing wrong with accepting dirt on a political opponent from a foreign government, and he'd want to hear it. In a series of tweets this morning, the president tried to explain his comments, writing, "I meet and talk with foreign governments every day. Should I immediately call the FBI about these calls and meetings? How ridiculous." Senate Democrats are seeking unanimous consent to pass a bill requiring campaigns notify the FBI about foreign contacts.
Russia, Iran, North Korea, anyone else offers a campaign help, you report it to the FBI ASAP. My Republican friends should take a few hours to decide if they really want to block that bill. Because if they do, it would be a disgrace.
Congressional investigators into Russian interference continues, with the House Intelligence Committee issuing a subpoena to former Trump campaign deputy Rick Gates and former National Security Advisor Michael Flynn. Both pleaded guilty to lying to investigators in the Russia probe. The House Intelligence Committee is also examining today threats posed by artificial intelligence and so-called deep fake videos that are becoming more prevalent online.
As Natalie Brand reports, the trend is putting elected leaders and tech experts on edge.
A deep fake video of Facebook founder Mark Zuckerberg manipulates his words.
All their secrets, their lives.
It makes it seem like he's talking to CBS News, but this is not real. CBS lawyers have asked Facebook to take the video down, and the rise of these deep fake videos has drawn concern from lawmakers.
Now is the time for social media companies to put in place policies to protect users.
Thursday, the House Intelligence Committee explored what can be done and how new technology is potentially putting national security and future elections at risk.
I don't know if we can ever be completely prepared for this, but there is a lot more that we can do.
Last month, a doctored video of House Speaker Nancy Pelosi made it look like she was slurring her words.
And then he had a press conference in the Rose Garden.
You can see the fake version altered from an actual appearance.
And then he had a press conference in the Rose Garden.
Seeing is believing.
Professor David Dorman of University at Buffalo's AI Institute, a former project manager for the Defense Advanced Research Projects Agency, says this technology is progressing at an incredible rate.
All of this can be automated. So they could target individuals, individual communities with different types of content.
Expert witnesses at the hearing say education of the public is key, as well as tools to help detect these deep fake videos. But they also say tech giants need to acknowledge the problem.
The challenge here is how do you implement it?
There's a way in which companies should react and react responsibly.
Tech leaders and lawmakers face a deadline for action with the next election season just around the corner. Natalie Brand, CBS News, Capitol Hill.
Experts say deep fakes also pose a threat to journalism. They say it's hard to debunk the videos.
You're watching News 3 Now, live at 4.
The city of St. Louis is celebrating today after the St. Louis Blues hockey team brought home the Stanley Cup for the first time. They beat the Boston Bruins last night in Game 7 of the NHL Finals. Fans were there to greet the team when they got back to St. Louis early this morning. A victory parade has been set for Saturday.
They've never won before.
Congratulations.
54 years, something
yeah,
like that?
that's exciting.
Years?
Charlotte was really excited about that because she's a St. Louis native. Well, dads are getting more love this Father's Day.
According to the National Retail Federation, this year Americans will spend a record $16 billion on dear old dad. The average person expected to spend $139. The most popular gift is a greeting card. It's an expensive card, followed by a special outing with people. Expected to spend about $3.3 billion on outings with Dad. Clothing comes in third, and then gift cards, followed by books and DVDs. However, the survey found that only 76% of people surveyed plan to celebrate Father's Day, compared to 84% who celebrate Mother's Day.
Now, let's not get competitive.
That's not right. $139. Okay. Stocks snapped a two-day losing streak, closing modestly higher. The Dow Industrials gained 101 points, ending the day at 26,106. The NASDAQ Composite Index was up 44. The S&P 500 added 11. It is almost the weekend in the 608.
Emmy Fink is here with a look at what's going on around town this weekend. Hello.
Hello, you guys. Thanks for giving me a two-day notice before Father's Day because I haven't spent close to $139. I have to get shopping.
Just been a little busy. Had your hands a little full.
He has a new grandchild. That's good enough. It's priceless.
All right, good.
All right, so you got some music coming here.
Yeah, you gonna sing with me?
Nope.
Do you know any cheap tricks? I know you know cheap tricks.
I'm not going there.
I want you to want me.
Surrender.
Yeah, there's a couple. What's the next line though after that?
I don't know.
I need you to need me. They were formed in 1973, finally inducted into the Rock and Roll Hall of Fame in 2016. They have been on tour, they've been releasing new records, and in 2018 they just released a new single, The Summer Looks Good on You. The Summer Looks Good on Mark and Susan all the time. But the chance to see them is tonight at 8 o'clock at the Sylvie, so still plenty of time.
We're still kicking.
Yeah.
You two need to do a little karaoke, I think. We need to have a...
Yes, anytime.
So the outdoor... No, he's like moving it right along.
Move along.
The outdoor summer concert series live on King Street is tomorrow.
This is always so fun. It runs for several weeks in the summer, and if you have good weather, it is just absolutely perfect. The band this Friday is Whiskey Myers. It's a country band from Texas, and the band's going to release their 5th album this year. It is truly a perfect environment. Invite all your downtown friends. Go and enjoy some cocktails.
Yeah, they close off King Street. It's a blast.
It is a blast for sure.
All right, we have 900 people navigating Madison by water and land. Saturday's Isthmus Paddle and Portage.
Have you guys ever done this?
I've watched it.
I've watched it. It's really
You guys
neat.
should do it together.
Thanks for all the ideas.
You're welcome, and they're free of charge. It's canoeing and kayaking. It launches from James Madison Park, and it covers a mile on Lake Mendota. You carry your vessel across the isthmus and then finish with 2.5 miles across Lake Mendota and finish at Olbrich Park. And then, of course, there is a big party for anyone who finishes and any family or friends that want to come and hang out there. That all kicks off Saturday morning at 9 o'clock. I did it with my dad several years ago, and we had a great
time. The 40th year. It's amazing.
And it just keeps getting bigger. I don't think it's ever had 900 people.
Yeah,
it's
it does
fun.
get bigger.
Farmers market, everybody's watching as they cross the square.
Which gives you a little bit more adrenaline if you know people are watching.
Yeah. The Juneteenth celebration is coming up.
Also a very cool event as well, commemorating the emancipation of slaves in America. It's marked with a day-long celebration. It's going to kick off on Saturday with an awesome parade. It leaves from the Fountain of Life Church, goes all the way to Penn Park, where the festival starts at noon. David Banner, who is a rapper and activist, along with Rick Flowers and the Juneteenth Band, will all perform. A couple others too, but those are the bigger names for that one.
And another celebration at Edgewater.
We got lots to do. It's the 4th annual summer solstice. A little early for that, but the festival will have some food, some craft beers, cocktails, some of the music sounds from Natty Nation, and the band Yeti. Help me out on this one. Yeti something.
Better Yeti.
Better Yeti. It reminds me of the Yeti coolers. But yeah, that goes on Saturday. Beautiful views of Lake Monona there, and that goes on from 5 until 9.
That I'll do.
Yeah, okay.
Okay.
All right, let's go strawberry picking. How about that?
No, we're going to Breeze-Stevens Field first.
Oh, we'll go there first. Okay, then we'll talk strawberries.
All right, so if you want to celebrate your dad, you don't have plans, here you go, or you haven't spent $139, take him to Breeze-Stevens Field for the Bodega Father's Day special. It's unlike any market you're going to find anywhere. Small local businesses, food carts, kid area, some free live music, even yard games. You don't have to set any of it up. Sunday from 12 until 5.
Check out the new Breeze-Stevens Field.
It's new?
Well, they have new facilities.
I learned so much from you two.
All right.
You know, you think I watch the news. I don't. I'm out picking strawberries to bring to you guys.
These are yours.
They are. They are ours, yeah.
Now, the local pick-your-own places are not quite there yet. I've been looking, because this was one of my favorite things to do.
They're saying, like, you know, between the 15th and the 20th is really when it's going to hit because of this cold, wet weather.
But doesn't stop Sun Prairie.
No, that's right. Thank you. I knew there was a reason I brought the strawberries.
It's like directing traffic out here.
Saturday from 8 until 3, Sun Prairie Strawberry Fest. That takes place at the Colonial Club. Rummage sales galore, strawberry sales, music, you name it. Lots of fun. I have to try one. Leona told me to save the prettiest one for, of course, Susan. I'm sorry, Mark.
What a sweetheart.
She loves you too, but you just don't compare to Miss Susan.
I got the rotten one. All right. Thanks, Em.
She stuck that in for you special.
Get this one's Madison Magazine for all the best in the Madison area. You know, we all get them annoying robocalls from mysterious numbers.
Many of those calls are from scammers, and now a group is trying to fight back against them. We'll explain when Live at 4 continues.
Well, take a look at this. If you're afraid of heights, you are not going to like this story. Visitors of the see-through glass Skytech in Chicago's Willis Tower were extra freaked out when a protective layer covering the glass somehow cracked under a visitor's foot. Nope, not for me. Not going up there. Nope. Willis Tower says no one on the 103rd floor observation deck was in any danger when the see-through ledge splintered, but eyewitnesses say the woman who was on the ledge when it cracked turned pale when it happened.
I bet she did?
Yep. Not going up there.
I think I'd like to try it, but I think when I get up there, I don't know if I could do it. I don't know, especially now.
Now that you know.
Yeah.
We were talking to Eric Franke. He took his family up there. And
Oh, did he? Okay.
His wife and the 2 boys went out on it.
He wouldn't do it.
Eric wouldn't do it.
Heights are fine, but I don't know about see-through floors.
Well, do you have any big summer plans? Maybe some yard work or a beach trip?
How about set a world record by watching the Avengers Endgame 200 times? That's what one Florida man is attempting to do. Yes, of course, a Florida man. Augusta analyst says that he has already seen the blockbuster at least 114 times, and we should note that the film is over 3 hours long. To accomplish this goal, the 30-year-old is seeing the superhero film 4 to 5 times on Saturdays and Sundays, and he's paying for the tickets using some rewards, but mostly out of his pocket.
We should do the math.
Yeah, what's the math on that?
What's he
8
spending on
times
tickets?
200, so that's at least $1,600.
That's a lot of points.
If it's an $8 ticket, it's $1,600.
And how many hours does he spend? Oh my gosh. Well, good for him.
Again, 3 times
the record.
And the movies, did it get good reviews or not? I don't
Yeah,
know.
we loved it.
It seems like
All right, well,
superhero fans were a fan of
115
it.
times maybe would be enough.
I don't know if there's and I like movies. I don't know if there's a single movie I would watch 300 or 200 times.
All right. Well, it was good theater weather yesterday.
It was, of course, being cool and being rainy. This afternoon, though, I definitely recommend if you can get outside.
Oh, it's nice.
It's so nice outside right now. In Madison, we have a few high puffy clouds, but that's about it. Otherwise, nice blue sky. We're looking at temperatures becoming more mild by the weekend, but we'll look at what's ahead for the next few days right after the break. Today, of course, very different from yesterday in all the right ways, though. We have sunshine right now, a few clouds for us this afternoon. Here's a live look from our WISC-TV Skycam. It does look very nice outside for us. Temperatures about 10 degrees below average, though. We're in the upper 60s right now. Again, still a better spot than yesterday. And it was a little chilly this morning. Our temperatures early in the day in the upper 40s. It's been one of those days where if you're in the sun, you're okay, but if you start getting in the shade with the breeze, it does get a little cool outside. Again, our temps right now are close to the mid to upper 60s. We may add another degree on in the next hour or so with all of the sunshine as far as what our official high is by the end of the day. But we aren't going to have any big temperature jumps or drops over the next few hours. Our Doppler track, thankfully, nice and quiet for us this evening. In the last 48 hours, though, that rain coming through brought quite a bit to southern Wisconsin. Some isolated spots for us, even at the northwest corner of Dane County, getting close to 1.5 inches, and up near Fond du Lac, some areas getting close to almost 2 inches of rain. Now, most of the area, though, hovering under a quarter of an inch of rainfall coming through. The 1/2 of an inch, though, for some areas, that deeper blue color you can see, that's our 1/2 of an inch criteria there. Once it's over that, it starts to turn blue on our map. So some areas getting just a little over 1/2 of an inch for us. So significant rain and a few mud puddles in spots, but overall things are drying up for us. And the good news, we are expecting a quiet night tonight. High pressure just off to the west, keeping things mostly clear throughout much of the plains in the northern Midwest for us right now. We have showers starting to exit the eastern side of Michigan. We're going to let that rain continue to go east for us. And we aren't expecting, again, any more rain to come through tonight, but I can't say this same thing as we head into the weekend. Now, Friday morning, we have a few more clouds building in for us, and we're looking at a chance for showers coming on through. And then by Saturday, this first line comes through in the morning, and then we are expecting more of a chance in the afternoon and evening. Most of the rain is out of here, thankfully, by Sunday afternoon, but we are going to have a chance early in the morning. So if your Father's Day plans for any reason are early in the day, you may have to dodge a few raindrops, but later in the afternoon, we're just looking at clouds hanging around for us throughout the early afternoon, and then in the later afternoon will steadily become partly sunny for us. We'll get a little more sunshine. With those shower chances coming through on Saturday, any severe potential is going to stay to the southwest. That's the good news. We're not expecting any strong thunderstorms to come through this weekend. Just really showers and maybe a few isolated thunderstorms for us. So overnight, mostly clear skies. It'll be cool again. Temperatures dropping to the upper 40s. A little closer look at those rain chances tomorrow. Notice it is mainly north of Dane County. That's where we're going to see most of the showers come through for Friday afternoon. Not ruling out the chance to see some showers sliding a little further south, but much of it is going to stay to the north. So it's going to be breezy outside again tomorrow, expecting those wind speeds anywhere from 10 to 20 miles per hour. By Saturday morning, there's that rain chance coming in, and then in the afternoon, we are expecting another line of showers. The timing on that could be hit or miss, whether it's later in the morning, earlier in the afternoon, so we'll be keeping an eye on that. It'll be a good day, of course, to stay weather aware, because some of those storms that pop up could just bring heavier rainfall really quickly at times. You don't want to be caught outside in that. Overnight temperatures are going to fall for us just in the next few hours. If you are heading out for any reason, we'll stay in the 60s for a little longer, but once the sun sets, then we'll start to drop and fall through the 50s for us and landing again in the upper 40s for overnight lows. Cool, but mostly clear outside. Tomorrow, that breeze from the southwest at about 10 to 20 miles per hour, so it is going to be a little breezy out, but milder for us. We'll be in the middle 70s for afternoon highs, close to 74 for your Friday. All right, Saturday and Sunday, we stay in the low 70s, but we are keeping an eye on that rain chance, of course, coming through on Saturday, and that's chance for showers early in the morning on Sunday. Temperatures heading into next week. To start off the week, we'll stay in the lower 70s, so it'll be a little cooler for Monday and Tuesday, or at least consistent with what we have this weekend. But by the end of the week, we're expecting temps to climb up just a little more. So I know the pool opened today. Mark and I talked about this earlier, Susan. It might have been okay in the sun and the water, but with that wind, when you get out of the water, that's when it gets a little cool out for you. So I don't know if I would be hopping in the pool right now.
So maybe okay for Dad later in the day on Sunday.
Yes. So later in the day, if we have afternoon plans, things are really looking great for us. Most of those showers are really going to be out in the morning. So if you do have any early morning plans, if Dad's an early riser, then you may be dodging a few raindrops. Most of those showers will be out of here pretty quickly.
Good stuff.
All right, thank you, Dana.
All right, thanks, Dana.
Well, robocalls are not just annoying. More than 40% of them are believed to be scams.
Microsoft discovered last year that more than 60% of people across 16 countries, including the U.S., were targeted in tech support scams. Anna Werner explains how some people are fighting back.
You're looking at the webcam of a scammer named Deva.
The voice on this YouTube video is a man who calls himself Jim Browning. He won't disclose his real name and didn't want us to show his face for his own safety.
I try my best to keep safe.
The people he's after are scammers in India, making robocalls to people they hope will fall for their computer repair scheme.
Hi, we are calling you from Microsoft's refund department.
Here in this video, Jim connects with the con artist, then plays the victim, listening as the scammers tell him they need access to his computer so they can give him a refund.
And they will typically use the phrase like, we are a computer company going out of business. You've paid us in the past and we're going to refund your money.
Jim lets them into his computer, but what they don't realize is he's about to turn the tables by now accessing their computer and spying on their operations. Once in, he watches them.
The offices are very small and cramped.
Listens to them, and worms his way into their system.
Courtesy of this particular scammer, we're going to get a little tour of exactly what the office looks like.
Microsoft, too, went after call centers running scams in India, but on a much larger scale, working with and providing intelligence to law enforcement overseas. One of the results, a bust last November in 2 cities in India that took down 16 call centers and resulted in the arrests of 68 people.
Why is it worth it for Microsoft to even do it? We think that this type of cyber fraud is really undermining fundamentally customer trust in technology.
Meanwhile, Jim found a way to make it a lot harder for this fraud operation to market their scam. He says he quietly replaced the robocall they were sending out with one of his own. Same computerized voice, different message.
This is just a scam so that they can access your computer and will try to get money from your bank account. If you ever get a message like this, it is always a scam.
Anna Werner, CBS News, New York.
That is brilliant.
The man who calls himself Jim does say that breaking into the scammers' computers is probably illegal.
But he doesn't think that they're going to want to go to the authorities to complain about it.
That's true, yeah.
Boy, that's eye-opening.
It is eye-opening. Well, this week, the country has been celebrating the 19th Amendment, giving women the right to vote.
Now, NASA is honoring a group of women they say are a big part of putting man on the moon. That's coming up. Here's a live look from our camera in Platteville.
A beautiful shot.
Things greening up nicely. The 2016 film Hidden Figures tells the story of 3 African-American mathematicians who helped put men on the moon.
I love that movie.
It was a great movie.
But for decades, they received very little recognition for their contributions to the space program. NASA decided to change that yesterday. Michelle Miller has more.
Math is always dependable.
For you, it is.
America's triumph in the space race was made possible by people the country didn't see. Women, many of them African American, hired by NASA to hand calculate propulsion, lift, thrust, and trajectory. Among them, Katherine Johnson, Dorothy Vaughan, and Mary Jackson. Margot Lee Shetterly's book, Hidden Figures, inspired the Oscar-nominated film.
It's not a first or an only story. It's the story of a group of women who were given a chance and who performed and who opened doors for the women who came behind them.
In 1969, Johnson helped the Apollo mission land on the moon. In 2016, she told our Jan Crawford she got the courage from her father's motto.
You're as good as anybody here.
And you took that to heart.
Yeah, and you know worse. You know better.
Wednesday, NASA formally recognized these women by naming the 300 block of East Street Southwest in front of NASA headquarters Hidden Figures Way.
Most of all, Hidden Figures is about taking off our blinders and recognizing the contributions of the unseen individuals.
Joylet Heilich is Johnson's oldest daughter.
She always, I think, looked beyond any adversity that she came upon for the goal of seeking a solution to a problem.
Hidden Figures was nominated for 3 Oscars and 2 Golden Globes when it was released. You should check it out if you haven't seen it.
Yeah, it really is a great movie. Up next, we're hitting the road with Harvey Briggs.
Harvey's in the green room right now. We'll find out what he thinks of the 2019 Mazda 3 hatchback when we go behind the wheel. That's coming up next on Live at 4.
So right now we are seeing delays along the Beltline. There is a crash on the exit to Todd Drive from the eastbound side. So that's causing a few extra backups for us on the eastbound side. No accidents right now that are blocking any lanes, but you can see that speed reduction right there. Speed's down to the single digits in some spots eastbound. Still moving, but I would probably add about 15 minutes to your commute if you do have to travel east. Westbound side, of course, we start seeing those delays along John Nolan, and things pick up a little more the closer you get to Seminole Highway, and then the closer you get to Gammon Road. Everything's looking fine along the Beltline right now. 27 minutes to get from Janesville to the Beltline. From Sauk City to Middleton, it'll be about a 16-minute drive. And then from Sun Prairie to downtown, about a 17-minute commute this evening. That's a quick look at traffic.
All right, Anna, thank you. Well, if you've got to have the fastest sedan on the block, Bentley's got you covered. The company unveiled this new Flying Spur four-door sedan this week and can go 207 miles an hour. That'll make it the world's fastest production sedan when it debuts. The luxury car also has room for leather seats, a panoramic sunroof, wood veneers as it should. Bentley hasn't said how much the car will cost, but the most recent version of the Flying Spur sets buyers back $245,000.
Is that all?
It's beautiful.
It is beautiful. On the other end of the auto spectrum, the Mazda Motor Company has long had a reputation for building vehicles that are fun to drive. Remember the Zoom Zoom ad campaign? They whispered it, though, didn't they?
Zoom Zoom.
Yeah, right.
Since its introduction in the early 2000s, the Mazda 3 has lived up to that reputation. Now in its fourth generation, Mazda has added something else to its small sedan and hatchback, a touch of luxury. Let's check it out as we go behind the wheel with Harvey Briggs.
All new Mazda 3 from the ground up. They've redone this small car and given it a whole new personality.
And what is that personality?
It's much sportier and a little more luxurious.
More sporty and a little more luxurious. Kind of like Harvey.
I've been pleasantly surprised with this, driving it around all week. Had to take a long road trip with it, and there's plenty of room up front here.
Not so much in the back.
No, the back is a little tight.
Don't hurt yourself.
There we go.
So why would I want this rather than a Civic or a Corolla or?
You know, it's personality. This is a sportier car. It's more fun and more engaging to drive than either of those.
Harvey's really impressed with the interior. This is pretty upscale for a car this price.
Yeah, it really is with the trim work. They've done a nice job of balancing the different materials, putting the soft touch things where you want them and you'll feel them, and keeping the harder surfaces out of your way a little bit. I like the little touches of the soft chrome here. It's not overly done, and the dials themselves feel really good.
And Harvey's really impressed with the exterior. I love the color.
Yeah, finally a Mazda that's not red. This is polymetal gray mica, they call it, and it really is a nice solid looking color.
That color, however, is only available on the Mazda 3 hatchback.
You can get this as a four-door sedan and a hatchback. The hatchback is positioned as the sportier version of the two, although they have the same engine and transmission.
That engine being a 2.5-liter four-cylinder, making 186 horsepower, linked to a 6-speed automatic transmission. All-wheel drive is an option on all but the base sedan. A manual transmission is available on the top-of-the-line hatch, but from the bottom of the line to the top, there's only about an $8,000 difference.
You have a base, you have the select trim, you have preferred and then premium, and really the base is if you just want the lowest price possible, and then that comes in at $21,000 for the sedan.
The sweet spot is somewhere in the middle. Speaking of sweet,
I was really impressed. Actually, I showed it to my son last night who's looking for a new car, and he was like, this one looks good.
Like father, like son. Zoom, zoom. And Harvey's here now. You really like Mazdas from top to bottom.
Yeah, I mean, overall, their line speaks to me because it is a little sportier. It is a little more luxurious than, say, some of the other ones. And I also like the restraint they show in their design, especially in the interior.
It's a really good-looking car, and they call it a hatchback. They embrace the hatchback.
They're embracing the hatchback. They realize that, you know, you can only misname things so often before people will get onto it.
And the mileage is?
Mileage on that is pretty good. 24 around town. It was about 32 on the highway. And when we took our long trip back and forth, we even did a little better than that. I think we did pretty close to 34.
Oh, that's so you can get a car that you can live with for about $25,000?
Yeah, 25, 26, and that pretty easily.
That's a deal for a new car these days.
Yeah, exactly. And we'll talk about the one I drove this week sometime soon, which is a little more expensive.
All right, as they usually are. Yeah. Thank you, Harvey. Go to ridesanddrives.com for more on this and all the cars that Harvey drives, and we'll be right back.
Ready to role play it?
Get out and take a nice walk or something this evening.
Yeah,
or go to the night market?
The night market downtown is going to be bustling. I already checked their Facebook event page. There were over like 10,000 people that said they were interested in the night market tonight. It's awesome. It's fantastic. So it's going to be perfect downtown tonight. Or if you just want to take the dog out and be out and about right now, of course, we have sunshine. The only downside really with this evening, temperatures will cool down a little bit over the next few hours, especially once we get to sunset. It's a little breezy still. Those wind speeds or the wind direction coming from the northwest, so it's cooler air moving on in, and then those wind speeds staying at like 8 to 15 miles per hour. We've seen a few wind gusts get closer to 20. So over the next few hours, we will stay in the 60s for a little longer, but then once the sun sets, we'll start to fall through the 50s. We'll be in the upper 40s again to start off your Friday. So it'll be another cool start to the day. If you have to head out the door early, you might need the jacket early in the morning real quick. Just light windbreakers should be enough, but in the afternoon, we'll be in the mid-70s with sunshine, so then you won't need anything.
The dogs love this weather.
Oh, man, Penny's losing her mind. She's so happy.
I am too.
Yes.
All right, Dana, thank you. And coming up tomorrow here on Live at 4, you know them from TV's Whose Line Is It Anyway?
Very funny show. Colin Mockery and Brad Sherwood will be here. They're bringing their improv comedy to the Overture Center. This hopefully is going to be really
fun.
Looking forward to it. That's tomorrow on Live at 4.